Hello, and welcome back to Password. We have, I assume, finished the conversation between Rosy Boy and Thanatos. So, I guess we go. You said that the last loop Dave died, right? If things are playing out the same, what do I tell Sal as far as plan? Tell him a lie. Say that I told you it works out fine. If they take the road. But they need to wait until the house starts burning before crossing the gap. And he'll believe that? He'll believe you. Whether or not he acts on it is another thing. But he won't question if you're lying. He'll question if I'm lying. But once you assure him that I'm not, we're good to go. And Tyson? That's where things get tricky, to be honest. Honest? About? Just be honest? Just be honest, okay. What you want. Mention Dave, and the simpleton will listen. Alright, time to go then. I'll drop you off in the basement, and you'll go and do something. Maybe go spy on Dave and Orlando upstairs. Maybe go check in with Benson or Osmond. I'll figure it out. We head back over, noticing that Dean and Haas hadn't moved from the back door. They hadn't noticed us, and once safely downstairs again, we split off to do what we needed to do. Sal and Tyson looked up as I entered. It seemed as though they were done working out, or at the very least, Tyson had stopped. Sorry about that. Everything's, I won't say fine, but, you know. So, what did you want? Just telling me what's going to happen tonight with Dominic. Any good news? I get the impression that he doesn't typically get good news, Tyson. Well, great. Sal? So, what I was saying before about a plan... Right, a plan. Do you have one in mind? I do, kind of. Let's hear it. So in the worst case scenario, you all need to escape by going by the main road. Fine. But what about Orlando, or the others? It'll work. Thanatos says it will. I don't know. Though he did say to wait until the house started to burn. Don't try it before then. So what? We ditch we let the house catch fire and then bail? Presumably, we're watching from the road for the smoke. I don't think he meant that we run for it after the house is already on fire with us inside. But this is if I don't come back, remember. Hopefully I do. Know the safe way out, and we can all just leave instead. I understand, though convincing certain others to stay put will be difficult. You mean Dave? I wasn't going to say it so bluntly, but yes. Oh, that. Tyson, can I talk to you? About? I think we should talk. We're talking right now. No, I mean, something more personal? Okay. He means privately, Tyson. It's alright, Sal. We can step out. Maybe just have a quick talk in the basement. It won't take long. With some coaxing from Sal, Tyson followed behind me into the basement, and I continued leading him across to the vault. I was nervous, pacing as I tried to figure out how to approach this. Thanatos had said to be honest, so I just had to go for it. So, this is about Dave. What about him? You're not about to start something because we're dating, are you? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I forgot, I was on the Tyson route. This is the Tyson route save. Aw, they're great. They're cute. I'd date Tyson. No, nothing like that. It's something more serious. Serious how? So, we both love Dave, and want what's best for him. Hell, we all want what's best for Dave. Your point. Well, if I go into the woods, there's every chance he's going to either want to follow or get in the way somehow. He's too selfish, in wanting to keep everyone safe. Well, yeah. What did you expect? I need a favor. I need you to stop Dave from going into the woods by any means necessary. Sure, easy enough. His tone and lack of attention implies that he was brushing me off, and I clenched my jaw in frustration. No, if you're going to follow through on this, you need to do everything you can to stop him, distract him, keep him preoccupied with something, lock him in his room if you need to. If you don't, he'll die. The moment I said the magic words, I knew I had his attention properly. If Dave leaves the house today, you won't get him back. Bullshit. Thanatos told me that's what happens. That's why it has to be me that goes out. I have a shot at surviving. And you're saying Dave doesn't? I'm saying it's proven that if he goes out, he dies. Otherwise, Thanatos wouldn't have come tell me just before to tell you that it's going to happen. I don't believe you. What will it take for you to believe me? This is for Dave. We don't like each other. So how do I know this isn't some kind of trick? Wouldn't be the first time. That was before. Before what? Before I understood how much you mean to Dave. What do you mean? You were horrible to us as kids. For as little as I was around, I still remember. I remember the mean things you said, you did, and have heard about the other stuff you did after I left. I heard about what you were like to Orlando, too. He stood there quietly, eyes occasionally flicking to the floor rather than stay locked with mine. And somehow, despite all that, he's willing to defend you. Do you know what his argument against me was when I brought it up to him? About inviting you? What? That you changed. He didn't want to acknowledge that you did bad things. He didn't want to think about how that would have affected myself or Orlando. Just that you were important enough to bring along. I have changed. Because of him. Which is great. And it was bad of me to assume that after so long he didn't have a positive influence on you. But that's not just going to make that, what you did back then, magically okay. He went to speak, but I cut in first, pointing at him decisively with a finger. But you know what will. Keeping Dave alive, and keeping him safe. When I found out you were so entrenched in his life, I worried that you were going to break him apart after I was gone. I wouldn't. Then prove it. Do this for me, okay? Then it'll be okay. That's what I want as an apology. Fine. Dave comes first. And I'm sorry for every wrong assumption I've made about you. Yeah, well, no, I'm sorry too. For the shit I did as a kid. I nodded, and we stood there awkwardly in silence for a bit before Tyson gestured towards the vault door. So, it's pretty messed up. What, the vault? Yeah. Thing has been messing with Dave this whole vacation, and now we don't, know if we're even getting home. You will. You all will. As long as, there's just precautions taken. Dave's been too busy trying to save us. It's time someone stepped in and actively tried to save him rather than, well... Rather than what? Just trying to keep him out of the way. I don't think I get it, but yeah. I'm for actively doing something. Just actually try to get back, yeah. Dave's gonna be upset if you don't even try. Don't worry. I want to come back. It seemed to satisfy Tyson, and he left to continue working out for a bit. The plan was to drag Dave away from Orlando and keep him occupied, which was exactly what we needed. Hopefully, it was enough. But that left that left me there, standing in front of the vault with my thoughts. What was I going to do? Would the plan actually work if I left with Oswin later? The more I thought about it, I ran through the possible scenarios in my head. Oswin would leave, get caught up at the other end as collateral. I'd maybe return, and then if I did everything, everyone would get out. If I didn't, Memphis torched the place, at least everyone would attempt the main road. They wouldn't be caught up with it with it not potentially working with the lie Thanatos passed on that it would. I returned to my room to wait out the rest of the day. The door slightly cracked so I could hear the activity in the house. Tyson came and collected Dave at some point and dragged him off somewhere. Orlando paced around the floor nervous. Not that I could blame him. Thanatos was scarce, keeping himself busy with something, or held up somewhere. I couldn't tell. But the hours started to tick by with nothing happening, my own thoughts half drowning my perception of what was around me. Hey! I look up, and there he was, without Tyson. Hey, what's up? Nothing much, just taking a break from Tyson. He's been a bit, overbearing. A little. He does this sometimes when he's worried about something, or hiding something, or both. Any idea what? I have some ideas, but if I'm being honest, it's kind of nice. Makes me feel normal that everyone else is stressing out. That's not something to be happy about, Dave, or, well, I guess you're not happy, just relieved, probably. Yeah, it's closer to that. It was bad enough seeing Orlando stressed out, passing him on the way here, and he was, struggling. Did he say anything? Tried to check in, but he just sort of made a sound. What kind of sound? Like a distressed gay sound. You know, and Orlando's... But what sound is that? That doesn't really narrow it down. You know, like that pitiful whine that I made sometimes, but you know, like a gay dragon. I was floored, choosing instead to stare with a worried smile. Anyway, how are you doing? Fine. For the most part, anyway, considering what's going to happen. So, about that, I wanted to ask you something. What is it? I wanted to come too. No. But I have a good reason. What possible reason could you have that would justify putting yourself in danger? Besides, the deal was for just one person to be collateral. He won't consider letting two people come to report back, just in case? There's no reason why he'd do that, Dave. Besides, there's no guarantee that that he's even going to tell me where it is. So that's just it. We're back to waiting? Pretty much. Okay. I could tell by his tone that he was probably thinking, he was probably planning something, but something felt off somehow. Are you feeling okay? Like, everything going all right? Peachy. Chain him down. He's going to do something stupid. It's a Dave Chan. He's gonna do it. You don't sound fine. I promise I'm fine. Aside from the stress of today and looking forward to getting home, making me a little bit all over the place, I'm holding up better than Orlando, at least. Okay. Not that I believe him for a moment, but it was better than trying to probe information out of someone based on a hunch alone. Well, I'll let you get back to waiting. If anything happens, I'll, be around, I guess. He left, leaving the door open as he rounded the corner. Almost immediately I heard Tyson yelling at him, and then Dave barking back. Apparently Tyson had taken my request to heart, and was making a big deal about Dave disappearing on him. If it wasn't for his own good, I might have felt bad. When everything had settled down, I headed downstairs to see how things were going. I could see the front door open with Haas keeping watch. Out the back there was still Dean. As I opened the back door, Dean turned to face me. "Oh, hey Roswell. Nothing's happened yet, just waiting still."
"That's all right. You'll show up."
"I hope so. The waiting is starting to get to us. Haas has taken watch by the front door just in case. Standing around together didn't really get us anywhere."
"And nothing to talk about?"
"That's part of it."
"Well, I'm happy to watch for a bit if you wanted to get a snack or something, unless someone else has relieved you already."
"Honestly, that'd be great. My tummy's been rumbling for a while, so just a quick snack would be great. You don't mind watching, do you?"
"Unless you're planning on ditching me for hours, I think I can wait for you to make a sandwich or something without it being a problem."
"Great. I won't be long, promise. Just something to refuel and I'll be good to go. Oh, but if anything happens, just yell." Then he hurried along inside as I turned to face the woods. No Dominic yet, but he was out there somewhere. I looked over my shoulder at the house, thinking of Dave, thinking about Oswin, thinking about everything that I'd done and tried to prevent happening, only for us to end up here. Thanatos' words from earlier echoing in my head. As my eyes drifted to the forest, I thought about it, a gamble. Everything hinged on it being a gamble that I would win regardless. If I lost, there were contingencies, so really it wasn't all that much of a risk on my end. At least not when you consider infinite permutations. But as I found myself stepping off the steps, onto the grass, and taking one look behind me at the mansion, there was still a moment of hesitation as to if I should stay or if I should risk it. But I had to risk it. The longer I left it, the more chances I gave Dave to try to weasel in and coming along later, and I already knew he was planning something. The sun had begun to set, so things were only going to get darker the longer I was out here. No Thanatos, no map or flashlight. It was just me and my luck. I must have moved quick, so I didn't hear anyone calling from me back at the house. That's what it says. Maybe they hadn't realized I'd slipped away, though I was surprised by Dean's lack of concern with me not where he left me. Maybe something had happened. It wasn't too late to go back, though I'd have a hard time explaining my rationale for why I left in the first place. "Then don't. It's not that hard." The voice sent a chill up my spine, though I could tell there were just in my head.
"I'll just keep moving. I just have to be lucky and run into Dominic. Solve all of this before it can become a problem. Then everyone stays safe."
"That's flawed logic, Roswell."
"I know it's flawed, but what choice do I have?"
Look at this cutie! What? Look at this not Thanatos. Oh, you always have a choice. There's always a choice. But you're struggling to comprehend the weight of your actions, and the sins clinging to your back. My eyes narrowed, and I rubbed my eyes to see if I was hallucinating. Nothing. It really was nothing. Bracing myself against the tree, I breathed out, squinting in the dark to see if there was anything I could go off. My eyes weren't the best. My ears could hear water somewhere nearby, but the only scent I could get was lummy soil and mushrooms.
"Dominic?"
A cautious whisper in hopes he'd find me instead of the other way around, but to no avail. After more walking, I come across a familiar sight, wandering over to an overturned log and sitting down. You know, this is where you made a big choice that influenced how things turned out.
"I know."
You put yourself closer to death.
Oh, right. That's where the vial was. Yeah, okay. Right.
More trauma. To try and save your friends.
I think Dave's method was better. If curated by Thanatos.
Perhaps. Though, do you regret it?
Despite hallucinating a god of death, it was the correct call.
Who says you're hallucinating?
Me, given you look like some sort of mashup between a video game character Orlando told me about and some abstraction depicted by Dave. I clutch my head. Was I losing it? Was I losing it? Was this a sign I was right on the cusp of actually dying? Okay. I'm going to end the part here for today, so I will see you around, everyone.